I've always been an adventurous person. I say yes to escapades. We'll have a good time. Leave your worries behind. An escapade. That's actually one of the reasons my husband, Mike, says he fell in love with me. Because I'm always up for an adventure. Since we don't have children or pets, we can travel for weeks at a time, especially because Mike works for an international company and because I can create from anywhere. I bring my camera, computer, or easel on the road easily. But my life wasn't always like this. Early in our relationship, Mike and I both didn't have much money, and my childhood was rough, and I never got to do much. I'm one of the few people who actually loves being an adult. I grew up dreaming about traveling, writing, and making sophisticated friends abroad, and also being a sophisticated woman myself. I romanticized it, imagining what it must have been like for Hemingway and the other artists converging in Paris in the 1920s. Sitting in cafes, trading stories, making something out of life. Now that Mike and I have more stability, I get to live that dream, and I'm grateful. I try not to take it for granted. As part of We Excel Daily, I'll share my adventures with you. I've learned so much about myself and the world, and I hope that maybe what I've learned can bring some joy and insight for your journey. In yesterday's episode, I told you that I find belonging in my creations. When I was a little girl, I actually felt safer outside my home than inside it. Maybe that's why I'm so inspired when I create on the road. It makes me feel like I belong anywhere. Every summer for the last 4 years, Mike's company has hosted a global conference in Amsterdam. So I go with him every time. And over the years, I've made creative friends there. It feels like a second home. 3 years ago, I had an idea for a film project and needed young actresses in Amsterdam. I went on meetup.com and found Shortcuts, an English-speaking film screening and mixer. And guess what? I met 2 young, beautiful actresses, Rosa and Yasmin. That project didn't work out. I was too ambitious and needed to spend more time on the screenplay and the budget. But we stayed friends, and this summer I interviewed them for you. So you'll get to meet Rosa and Yasmin soon in another We Excel Daily episode. My adventures have taught me that belonging doesn't happen when you wait for an invitation. It happens when you show up. When I look back at that experience in Amsterdam through the lens of the creator's wheel of belonging, it all makes sense. Identity. I'm an American filmmaker who wanted to meet actresses in Amsterdam and work with them. Action. I attended the Shortcuts film screening and mixer. Belonging. I met 2 actresses who are now my friends. Wherever you act on your identity as a creator, you'll find connection waiting for you. Creation is how we root ourselves in the world. Now, you don't have to leave the country to have an adventure. Adventure is openness. You can just walk out your front door and have one. Mike never wants to stay home on the weekends in Chicago. And while I mostly want to burrow in my bed office and do my thing, I'm an ambivert. It's good that he encourages me to get out there. It does take courage to walk into a new space, but if you enter with curiosity and trust that you already belong to yourself, then you belong anywhere you are. Every time we open ourselves to a new experience or a new person, we're creating another pathway to adventure. And who knows what may come. So fun, right? And sure, I still romanticize writing in a cafe in Paris. But the real adventure, the one that keeps me creative, is being open wherever I am. I think back to the places that have shaped me. I wrote a draft of my screenplay, Hope and Battle, at my friend's family's home in Cassis, France. I lived and painted in San Francisco, and recently I acted on stage in Chicago Storefront Theater. Let your courage come from your soul. Venture out into open space and let your curiosity guide you. Keep saying yes. Find your home, not by settling down or settling, but by showing up and experiencing. So, I want to ask you, when was the last time you said yes to an adventure, big or small, and felt like you belonged? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. We Excel Daily explores creativity on weekdays through research, art making, community, food, and poetry. By watching, liking, and subscribing, you're also supporting We Excel Org, our nonprofit that mentors youth to discover their creative voice. Together, we excel.